welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video, which is questions and answers. I put out on my YouTube community tab a couple of weeks ago that if you guys had any questions you wanted to ask me, I would do a video in which I answered them, and here I am in this
in the back
terrible location. yeah, in the back garden of my mansion, because YouTube dollar. In this dreadful location, suffering for my art. We've got Lex just off camera.
Hello.
Doing reading all of the questions.
Okay, right. So I'm going to go from most recent to oldest.
Okay.
Okay, because So first one is from Jolanda S. Which YouTubers do you enjoy watching or find inspirational, and any recommendations?
I'll put the links to any of the YouTubers I mentioned in the description box below. So I really like Beatrice Caruso. She's an American vlogger. She was on a journey to lose 100 pounds, but she's kind of changed her focus a bit now. She's still trying to get healthier and fitter, but she's doing more life vlogging now, and she's just hilarious. Her humour is indescribable. She's got a very, very wry sense of humour, and her editing skills are top notch. So I really do enjoy watching her. Reselling wise, I enjoy watching a couple of the guys who do the car boot sales. So I enjoy watching Dave Keefe.
We're in a spiker.
Yeah, he's ABL selling or reselling now.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not sure. I'll check and I'll put it below. So either ABL selling or ABL reselling, and of course Ricky Lee, because eye candy. And the people I avoid are really the people who just do jewellery hauls. And I like watching Auntie Sue, of course, doing nails, because I find that relaxing, even though I don't do anything to my own nails.
We love you, Auntie Sue.
We do love you, Auntie Sue.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Sarah Townsend has questions in 2 parts.
Okay.
Says, hey Carla, I'm a fairly new subscriber, but I binge watch all of your videos and absolutely love your channel. My question is, do you have a goal weight, and if so, what is it? Do you have a timeline to get to your goal? Or are you just seeing how you go? By the way, it carries on. I know you seem very laid back, which I love.
Sorry about the traffic.
I know you seem very laid back, which I love. I'm on a weight loss journey too, and find your channel inspiring. And then the second bit, she goes, also, what's been your biggest struggle so far in your weight loss journey? Have you had any weeks where you've gained, and how did you manage to get back on track?
So firstly, do I have a goal weight? I do, but I've never said it out loud. I've never even said it out loud to myself. I've never published it. It's not a particular secret, but I don't work particularly well to goals. So what I have in my head is an idea of what the stage in my life I'd like to get back to, rather than an exact number. And I know kind of what I was around that point. What was the next part?
So she's also on a weight loss journey as well.
I hope that goes well.
Yeah, she's wondering what struggles you've had, and how have you managed to get back on track after a gain?
Every single day is a struggle. Every single day. Anyone who tells you losing weight is easy, it's not. It's simple. The actual science of it is simple. The mental approach to it is the difficult part, and every single day is a struggle. Every single day I fight with myself about not eating the things that I like very much, that I know I can't eat in large quantities. I can eat anything I want, but I can't eat it in large quantities, and I don't have breaks. So if I start, I won't stop. Even right now, we're here on holiday. I've just had a mini croissant with ham and cheese and a fruit plate for breakfast, and it is sufficient food, and I know that I am not hungry. And yet I walked back in the apartment, opened the cupboard and went, what can I eat now? I didn't eat anything, but every single day it's a struggle. So it's not simple, and if anybody tells you it should be, they're wrong. I've had several weeks when I've had a gain. I went a long time without having a gain, but when I had my first gain, it was almost as though I opened the floodgates to be allowed to gain now. From now on, once you've had that first fail, you can carry on having other fails. So I've had several weeks when I've had a gain. It does. One of the huge things that motivates me to not do it the following week is that I don't like failing publicly. So if I've had a gain one week, I'd rather not have another one the next week. I'd rather pull that back. But that's about it. Is not wanting to fail publicly. What were the other bits?
No, I think that was it for that one. Yeah, okay. And good luck for your weight loss journey, Sarah.
Yeah, good luck, Sarah.
Carrie J. Nolan says, would you rather live in a city, countryside, or by the sea in the UK?
I would rather live in the countryside in the UK, not very far from a city. I like the kind of the outskirts. Once you get outside of a city and you start getting to the little villages that are on the outskirts, I want to be within reach of all the modern things that we've come to expect as normal. I don't want to have to not be able to go and get a pint of milk in the middle of the night or whatever. Not that I ever want a pint of milk, but I want to be able to get to all of the city's amenities without having to live in it. And I wouldn't like to live by the sea in the UK simply because any seaside place, in the summer is absolutely full of visitors. And it must be really unpleasant for the locals in seaside places when they can't do any of their normal things because the place is full of tourists.
And the irony of us filming
this in a tourist destination. Yeah, I know.
We are the virus.
We are.
Denise Paris says, "Hi Carla, I was wondering where your favourite place to visit, either UK or abroad. Where is your favourite place to visit?"
My favourite place to visit in the UK is Beer in Devon, having just said that, poor locals, blah, 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 tourists. I love Beer. We used to go there when the kids were small. We used to go for a holiday. Mum and Dad had friends who owned a little seaside cottage there and they would rent it out. So we used to go there once a year. And we've carried on as a family visiting there occasionally, even though the kids are grown up. And in fact, our dogs actually are scattered there, aren't they? So yeah, that's my favourite place in the UK. My favourite place to visit abroad is Turkey. We've been to Marmaris umpteen times. I've actually lost track of how many times I've been to Marmaris.
I think I've been 6.
Yeah, I think I've been probably 13. Yeah, many, many times. And again, it's mostly the people. I mean, it's a lovely place, but mostly it's the people that keep me going back.
Vintage Jules says, "Hi Carla, I'm a new subscriber and really enjoy your videos. I have a few questions." And then she writes a whole essay. No, I'm kidding. Says, "What's your favourite movie and or actor?"
I don't know if I have a favourite movie. There's lots of films that I love, but I don't know if I've got a favourite. My favourite actor is currently Tom Ellis, and that's purely for the way the man looks.
What 3 items would you take with you on a desert island?
We interrupt this programme to allow that man to finish emptying the dustbins behind me. What 3 things would I take with me to a desert island? I would take Molly, although she might not like it. I wonder if she'll like coconuts.
You can play with it.
And a crate of Pepsi Max and a boat.
I would take 2 spatulas and some flumps.
They would be very useful. Yeah, very, very useful, yeah.
And then she also asked if you could go back in time, what year would you travel to?
I don't know why Nat's laughing. She's laughing as though she thinks she knows what I'm going to say.
1991 and not have my brother.
If I could go back in time, I would go back to about 1985. I think I answered this in a previous Q&A video a while back, and it's still the same reason. There are some things happened to a friend of mine in around about 1985, which, as a child, I was not mature enough to know that we could have changed her situation. So if I was able to go back in time, knowing what I know now, I would be able to put steps in place then to change what was a bad situation for her. And so yeah, that's my. When you say you've got one big regret of your life, that is my big regret. Is that as her friends, we weren't mature enough to know that we could have done something that would have made a difference. Yeah, that was a bit deep.
Pamela and Babs have got sort of similar-ish questions. So Pamela would like to know what is your background of education, and then Babs says, "You're an intelligent person. What would you study at university, and what career path would you follow?"
Okay, my background of education is just ordinary comprehensive right up to GCSE level. I left after GCSEs, and later in life I did an MVQ in business admin, but I've never done anything else education-wise. If I went to university now, I wouldn't go to university now, because I feel like getting a university education these days doesn't seem to do you much good when it comes to the world of work. The world seems to be full of graduates who can't get jobs. But if I was going purely for enjoyment of studying, then I would go and I would study literature, either English literature or American literature, and I probably wouldn't use it in a career path.
Nice. Just for the love of it.
Yeah, if I was just able to go and study just for the love of it, yeah, literature.
Nice. Little Mai wants to know if you believe in ghosts or the supernatural.
I don't particularly believe in ghosts or the supernatural, but also I'm not cocky enough to go, that doesn't exist. It's not something that I have felt particularly any experience of has impacted on my life. But I think it's very cocky to assume that we know what's out there and we know what's going on. So I'm not an avid non-believer, but it's not something that's impacted on me.
Gaynor says, "You're very witty and funny.
Thanks, Gaynor.
Does this run in your family?"
Natalie has no sense of humour. Natalie's sitting here holding the camera.
I am the funniest one.
Natalie and Anthony have very different sense of humours, but they both have good sense of humour. My mum struggles to understand our sense of humour, but every now and again she will say something that is just rock bottom hilarious. But also my mum tends to laugh about things and not tell us what she's laughing about. So she will go off into a paroxysm of laughter, and we're standing around going, "What's funny, mum? Share the joke, mum." And she'd be laughing so much that she can't actually talk to tell you what she's laughing about. I don't know my natural father, so I don't know what that side of the family's like, whether they're a bunch of sarcastic gits or what. No idea.
Going back to weight loss, Christine would like to know, hi Carla, what weight or dress size will you be happy to get to, or are you following more how your body feels? Is there anything that the doctors can do to help with your poorly legs?
I am wanting to get down to, I would be perfectly happy at a size 18. 16 to 18, I'd be perfectly happy at that. I'm not under any illusion that I'm ever going to be an 8 to 10 or even a 12. I don't, when you've got this much skin or whatever, I'm not going to have skin surgery even if I do lose all my weight, so I'm never going to be able to fit into skinny mini clothes. But I'd be quite happy at 16 to 18. I'd like to be able to buy things that you see in supermarkets, as I've said before, without thinking, oh, they won't have it in my size, which is pretty much everywhere I go now, it's like they won't have it in my size, although it's getting better. And what was the other bit?
Is there anything the doctors can do to help with your poorly legs?
If there is anything they can do about my legs, they haven't bloody mentioned it. I went for blood tests. I've never heard back from the blood tests, so again, you assume that if you haven't heard anything, it must be all right. But they don't seem to think. They seem to be of the opinion it's just something you've got to live with.
Haley70 is asking, what would be your ideal Christmas present? Take
World
note, Nat.
peace.
Oh, that's quite difficult to buy. Sorry,
Yeah.
Nat.
I don't know what my ideal Christmas present. I thought of something the other day. I thought I might like that for Christmas, and then I forgot it straight away. I should make notes. If there's something I want for Christmas, I should write it down. I don't know. I really like vouchers. It's not very interesting for people to give you, but I like gift vouchers because it gives you the freedom to go shopping without the guilt. But like I said, I know people are like, oh, I don't want to give you a gift voucher. I want to give you a proper present. I'm like, I don't know what I want until I get in the shops. So
We've got two questions that I know are along the same kind of vein, although the two people might not know.
Okay.
So, Dave Jenkins, any relation?
not as far as I'm aware. I don't think
Okay.
we've got a Dave in the family.
Dave Jenkins is asking, did you bring your kids up alone, or did your ex and yourself split up after they were little? But and I know that this links into this. Geraldine McKenna says that she's 53 and not in a relationship. Been thinking lately that she doesn't want to be alone for the rest of her life, but how do we meet a good man? Are you hoping to find love and a caring partner in the future, and would you join a dating site online?
Okay, so how did I bring my kids up alone?
Yeah.
Yes,
so
I
did you
did.
bring? Yeah.
Yeah, I split with Anthony's dad when Anthony was 4 months old, and I split with I split with Natalie. Natalie's dad split with me the day after I found out I was pregnant. So I brought both my children up alone, and Geraldine's question: how do you find a good man?
Yep.
That's not my department. That makes me sound gay. I'm not gay. I'm straight, but I don't know how you find a good man because I've never found one. And
Are you
I-
hoping to find love or a
No.
caring partner?
it never occurs to me to hope to find love. I have love. I have dogs. I have kids. I have Lex, who loves me more than life itself.
Thank you very much.
I don't. There's not a gap in my life. I know for some people there is. I know for some people, if they're not in a relationship or a partnership, they feel that there is something missing. I don't feel that way, and I think it's extreme. I think that was an F, and I think it's extremely unlikely that I would join a dating site because I just cannot be bothered with any of that rubbish.
Mind games in it.
Yeah, these flies.
Sharon, with 2 R's.
Hi, Sharon.
Lewis. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time, and will you still be doing calorie counting for the rest of your life?
Oh dear. In 5 years' time, I'll probably be pretty much where I am now. I can't imagine moving house, although I'd like to. If I won the lottery, I'd be gone like a shot, don't get me wrong. I don't love my house so much that I don't want to stay in it forever. But I can't imagine bothering to move. I'll probably still be doing eBay because I've been doing it a long time and it pretty much suits what I want to do, providing eBay's still around. Where I am now is not so much different from where I was 5 years ago, so I don't see any much difference in 5 years' time, really. What was the other bit? Will I still be doing calorie counting? I don't know whether I'll still be calorie counting, but I do know that if I lose the weight I want to lose, then to keep it off, I will have to be mindful of what I eat for the rest of my life. I know that weight will go back on way faster than it came off, so I will still be having to watch my intake, regardless of whether I'm counting calories or not.
Kind of linking on to that as well. So Helen Morton is asking, have people's attitudes changed to you now that you have lost weight? And do you think people expected you to fail?
I think people did expect me to fail, and the reason I think that is because I expected me to fail. And the reason I expected me to fail was because I've failed every time I've tried before. I've been a serial Slimming World member for years. I've joined Weight Watchers, I've tried and I've failed and I've tried and I've failed, but I've never tried very hard is the key. The honest difference this time has been documenting it on YouTube and not wanting to fail publicly. So yeah, I think they did expect me to fail, and I think most people are surprised that it's gone so well so far. I don't know whether people's attitudes towards me have changed. I haven't noticed people behaving differently, but then I've never, in an actual physical sense, the people around you have never noticed how people behave towards them anyway. When people say that, oh, when I was fat, people avoided looking at me, I've never noticed that. I've never cared. I don't much care what people think of me as long as they have the correct information. As long as they're basing their opinions on correct information, then I don't care whether people like me or not. It's when I am misjudged and when people falsify stuff and then other people pick that up and run with it, that's when I get annoyed.
Can I say that my attitude to you has changed slightly?
Do you hate me more now because I'm thin and gorgeous?
Bloody Lilian. Riddled with jealousy, obviously. But no, I am like yesterday when you said, when we were walking around the town and you were like, oh, that would have knackered me a couple of years ago. And I was so pleased for you that you were like, come on, up this hill and right, and you were like, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do this a couple of years ago and now I can. So I'm well tough for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome. It means you can have more fun and things as well, isn't it? It's lovely. Yay. Yeah, whatever. Susan Davey, oh, hang on. So 2 eBay questions together. Dave and Janice Kuhn would like to know what your eBay name is, which I'm presuming...
My eBay name is Tizer 2001 and it is in the box underneath always. Yeah.
There we go. And Susan Davey would like to know what changes you've experienced, good or bad, as an eBay reseller over the years.
eBay is definitely not what it used to be. I've been on eBay a long time. I think probably like 16 to 18 years, something like that. I'm not even sure exactly, but I've been there a long time and it has changed greatly. The way you list has changed, the way things are sold has changed, the way you get paid has changed, everything. eBay is unrecognisable now to how it was, and it is definitely harder now than it was to make a living on eBay. It's still easy enough to sell your stuff on eBay. They haven't made it more complicated, but there's an awful lot more competition. Lots more people are working from home. In the early days of eBay, there were still thousands of people who didn't use the internet at all. Millions of people who didn't use the internet and certainly wouldn't have used it for selling stuff. And now it's become a very commonplace thing. But yeah, so eBay's very, very different to how it was when I started. I wish this fly would leave me alone.
Yeah, I've got 2.
Yeah, it's very different, but it's still better than working for the man.
Clapham Coins, which is Jordan,
Hi, Jordan.
is asking, what hobbies did you have as a child?
I read a lot. I read anything and everything. I read voraciously. Bloody flies, sorry. I read everything I could get my hands on. I read some stuff that was appropriate for my age group, and I read stuff that was far too old for my age group, and I still read almost anything. I collected stamps. I was a bit of a nerdy kid, and I think that's probably about it. I mean, I remember playing with Barbies and stuff like that. I wouldn't call that a hobby. But yeah, my main thing was reading. I joined the public library, and you could have 4 child tickets, so you could take out 4 books at a time. But as an adult, you could have 8 tickets, and my mother was never very interested in taking her 8. And so I took out 12 books every week and read 12 books every week and took them back every week and got another 12. Until I'd pretty much read the entire children's library at 8. You couldn't take out adult books if you were a child, but you could take out children's books on an adult ticket. So yeah, 12 books a week.
Jilly B is asking, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
If I could live anywhere in the world, have I got unlimited funding for this, do you think?
Absolutely. I'm saying that on behalf of Jilly.
Okay.
It's not going to... I should imagine she's not going you've got 20 quid, you can live anywhere.
If I can live anywhere in the world and I've got the money to do so without having to worry about how I'm going to pay the bills, I'm going to go somewhere warm. I don't really know where, but I want pretty much year-round sunshine. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Zimbabwe.
I probably don't want somewhere where there's a lot of war and fighting. Probably just
So
somewhere,
not Liverpool.
somewhere chilled.
Not
Somewhere
Birmingham.
chilled but sunshiny.
Rebecca Turner's got a few questions. She said, would you get a cat?
I would not get a cat. Molly and cats do not mix.
Although Molly definitely thinks they do.
Molly would love me to get a cat,
Yes.
but then I'd have to get another cat and another cat and another
Yes.
cat.
Any plans for 2022?
Stay alive. Keep on swimming. Yeah, keep on swimming. That's pretty much it. Keep on keeping on.
And then she's got a couple of eBay questions. So anything on the list that you want to find in the wild, and what are you leaving behind at the charity shop?
I am still looking for my flat Eric. I've never found a flat Eric. And what am I leaving behind? I don't often bother with clothing in charity shops anymore because I have so much back stock. But apart from that, I'm still buying all the stuff I bought before.
By the riverbank, I've noticed that Buddy has an amazing side eye.
He does have a good side eye.
Especially when you don't open the gate quick enough. Is it a skill he's always had, or has it developed with age?
It has developed as he's become a grumpy old man. He has got more judgmental, definitely. He was quite a cheerful young dog, but as he's got
Yeah.
older, he's quite cross about things most of the time. But he does have amazing side eye.
Claudia Laquidara, which is
Yeah.
a fabulous name.
It is, isn't it?
I've noticed you have several tattoos. How many do you have, and what are their meanings?
I have one. This one is one, but I had it done on 2 separate occasions. 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8. I will put stills in of the different ones. I'll get Nat to take photos. So I've got our old dog's names on one foot. I've got a flowery, scrolly thing on the other foot. I've got a quotation on my left arm, which was just a quotation that I really liked, and then over time I've had colouring put over the top of it. So it's I myself am made entirely of flaws stitched together with good intentions. Just says it all. Here I have my tattoo. Natalie and I have matching tattoos. Hers is on her ankle, mine is on my inside arm, and it's a mother dog and a baby dog, which represents me and Nat, but also the fact that we both love dogs. I've got "And Still I Rise," which is a quote from Maya Angelou, which just reminds me that you can do what you want. But as I've said to Lex 100 times, I'm scum and I will continue to float to the surface.
Cream, dear, cream.
Scum. On one shoulder, I've got one that was designed by Shiv Nation. When my channel reached 2,000 subscribers, I said I would get a tattoo and I'd get a subscriber to design it, so Shiv did that one. And then on the other shoulder, I've got my Chinese year of the whatever I was born. I've forgotten what it is.
I'm a rat.
I'm a goat.
I can't even remember what it is. I'll look it up and see if I can remember. It obviously means a lot to me. And then here, this one is self and truth in Chinese symbols. And it was the closest I could get to translating "to thine own self be true" into Chinese symbols. So it's self and truth, and it is "to thine own self be true." Be true to yourself, and yeah, that's it. That's the story of my tattoos. I haven't got anything very deep and meaningful to anyone apart from myself.
Okay, so we've got some food-related questions from some people. So,
Okay.
Julie Pearson
Hi, Julie.
is asking, "Hi Carla, what's your favourite dessert that you would order when out?"
I don't order a lot of desserts when out, not just since calorie counting, but ever, because desserts in pubs are almost always disappointing. But if I was going to order, it'd probably be cheesecake.
And then Dion Reed, what are your favourite foods that you eat now and before? And what is your least favourite food that you eat now that you didn't eat before?
My favourite foods that I eat now, I really like those Iceland peri-peri chicken skewers, and they're discontinued. I managed to get the last few packets from my Iceland stock at my freezer, but when they're gone forever. So I will have to find something. But yeah, I'm eating a lot of chicken. My favourite food before was cake. I like cake. I'm a big fan of cake. I believe in cake. Cake is life. And what am I eating a lot of now?
Yeah, what was your least favourite food that you eat now that you didn't eat before?
If I didn't like it before, then I don't like it now. But I eat a lot more salad than I used to eat. I don't particularly enjoy salad, but it's nice and filling and easy.
But Laney has the most important food-related question,
Okay.
which
Ready for
is,
Laney?
how can you not eat your bacon crispy?
Bacon has to be just a bit limp and flaccid. I like my bacon a little bit. All you do is you wave a frying pan at it until it looks a bit frightened, and then your bacon is done. That's it.
Weird.
Weird.
I like limp bacon.
Weird.
Lainey's got a couple of other questions as well.
Okay.
And she says, if you could ask Santa for anything, what would you ask for?
World peace. If I can ask Santa for anything, can Santa do miracles like wand waving, do you think? Or is it just is it a physical item?
No, Santa is like, you know...
Okay, if Santa can do miracles and it's like wand waving, then I'd like Santa to make cake calorie free, please. If it's a physical item, then I would like... I like a nice new reliable car, please, with a decent boot space, seats that move easily to fold up and down, and I'd like it never to go wrong. That would be great.
She also wants to know, what is the first book you would recommend?
The first book I would recommend? Oh, Lord. How do you answer that?
All of the books.
All of the books. Read books. I'm very difficult to go, what's the first book you would recommend? It would depends on the person you're recommending to, doesn't it? What would say is, if you've tried Pratchett in the past and thought he's not for you, give him another go. Because I tried several times. I was like, these books are really popular. Why can't, I should be able to like them. Tried several times, didn't get in. And when I finally got in, can't get back out. So yeah, anything by Pratchett.
I think Noughts and Crosses. I don't know if you read that one.
I haven't. No.
It's a society where it's flipped from what we used to be. So like, the white people are treated like crap.
Yeah.
And black people are on top.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good one for everyone to read, to check your white privilege.
Yeah.
You don't realise
Privilege is
how
showing,
many privileges we have as white people until you read it the other way around and you go, that's not fair.
Yeah.
So like, there's a bit in this book where a white girl gets injured and she can't buy a plaster in her skin tone because they're all black.
Mm.
And I was like, hang on, I've never seen a black plaster.
Yeah.
I have never seen a black that match that skin
Yeah,
tone.
and
And little things like that, I think.
As far as manufacturers were concerned, for years, skin tone was this colour.
I think
And tights
even
as
in
well,
2021, there is so much white privilege that we've got that we don't even know about until you open that conversation.
Yeah.
So that's a young adult. So I'd also say for anybody, if you've got teenage children, give it to them, because a lot more will sink in, and it's a good read. You don't realise that you're having a lesson on racism
Yeah. Okay.
until you have it.
Joan Clark would like to know what jobs you had before having children and what age were you when they were born.
Before having children was a very small window of time, because I had Anthony when I was 17, coming up 18. So before I had him, I worked in Primark on Saturdays. I worked nights in a taxi firm where I was paid the princely sum of £1 per hour for nights. And I went from there to work in an office, and I was a secretary, admin assistant, and I worked there for probably about 6 months before leaving to have Anthony. So that's the only bit before having children. And what age was I? I was 17 when I had Anthony, and I was 23 when I had Natalie.
Helen Mullane says, just wanted to say I love your vlogs and you have inspired me to follow my own weight loss journey. Thank you for always being so honest about the struggles of losing weight. Her question is, rather a lovely one, how are you?
I am okay,
Aww.
thank you. That is, thank you for asking, and I am better now than I was a week ago. I am okay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Tina, why not? Fantastic name. What places are on your travel bucket list?
It's money again, isn't it? We were talking about this earlier in the week about where you would go, and why I go back to the same locations. I go back to the same locations because I know they are a safe spend of my money. If I've been there before and enjoyed it, I know I can afford to spend money there to go there again without going, well, that was a waste of my money. I did not enjoy my holiday. But if money wasn't a contributory factor, if I had the funds to risk not enjoying a holiday, I'd go everywhere.
Yeah.
I'd like to see everywhere, but as we said, I'd like to see Colombia, but I'd like to see it from an armoured car with a massive bodyguard, thanks.
In the back of a nice limo,
Yeah.
drinking a nice cool drink.
Yeah, I'd like to see everywhere, but like I said, I'd like to see it in comfort and luxury, and unfortunately that's not going to happen. So.
Tina would also like to know, is there a particular article of clothing that you can wear now due to your weight loss? And is there some other garment that you still aspire to?
I don't think there's a particular article of clothing that I couldn't wear before. If I'd liked it before, I would have worn it regardless. I am finding that I suppose jeans, I'm happy now to wear jeans that have a zip and button rather than jeggings. I used to always wear jeggings because they were stretch and they were comfortable, and I found a zip and button waistband unbearable, whereas now I can wear a zip and button waistband quite happily. And what was the other half?
And is there another garment that you still aspire to? I mean, obviously, other than that leather jumpsuit.
Obviously,
you know,
I'd like to wear a skin-tight leather jumpsuit. Everybody needs to see me in
Yeah.
that. Latex. Latex is my
Yeah.
future. Latex.
With a gimp mask.
With a gimp mask. Got it. No, I don't think there's anything I'm aspiring to, but I'm getting to the point where I'd like to look better in things. There's a style of dress that I like on ladies of the age which I am now approaching. I'm going to be 50 plus in a couple of years' time, and there's a style of dress which I see people wearing where they look very simple, very elegant, usually a lot of linen, and I would like to be able to dress like that when I get to that point, because I'm like, she looks really nice, she looks comfortable, but she also looks well put together and tidy, and but it's very difficult to describe it.
Will you pair it with a statement necklace?
I probably won't pair anything with a statement necklace ever.
Katie Haslam would like to know, what do you feed your dogs and what treat do you give your dogs?
We try to feed them butchers. We have had issues over the COVID period where butchers hasn't always been available. We try to keep them on butchers as much as possible, but there's been times when we just haven't been able to get it, and they moved on to Tesco's food, which was okay. We tried them with several different things, and it is trial and error. Buddy's got a bit of a unpredictable stomach. Kai can have Molly's not that interested in wet food at the best time, but both Buddy and Kai can have unpredictable stomachs, so it's been trial and error finding the stuff that works. Bizarrely for Kai, one of the things that works for him that he likes and he doesn't seem to get an upset stomach on is the Webbox Chub, which is not particularly good quality food in the slightest, but it does seem to sit well with him. They have dried kibble food as well. Huh?
But Buddy can't have that.
Buddy can't have that at all. Yeah, they have dried food as well as a supplement, and then treats-wise, I just try to avoid rawhide, although we don't always manage that either. But other biscuity treats or whatever.
Angela Cotter would like to know, hi Carla, what is your favourite taste, smell, sound and touch? And when I first read that, I was like, there's 5 senses, which one is missing? And I could not for ages work
Sight.
out. Yeah. And then I was like, well, how do you even ask that question? What is your favourite thing to look at?
Me.
Tom Ellis.
Me.
My favourite taste is probably coconut. I really like coconut flavour almost anything. My favourite smell, I like really sweet, like if you get a blast of vanilla from somebody's perfume, or
When someone's baking a vanilla cake.
yeah, the smell of a really nice strong smell of vanilla.
Sound and touch.
Favourite sound, I really like listening to Molly and Kai playing downstairs. They don't play very often, and if they do play, it's usually after we've gone to bed, and you'll suddenly hear a ruckus downstairs, and it's the two of them trashing the front room and playing, and I love listening to that. I love listening to the fact that they're just, we're going to have some fun. And touch. Oh, I've got my blanket. That makes me sound like I've got a child's blanket. It's a blanket that we bought from Costco, and they're super soft, and it's that snuggle, that real snuggle of that.
Nice.
Yeah, when Molly tuck her head in here on me.
Oh yeah, the little soft bit on Molly's cheek.
That she tucks in.
Yeah.
No. Alison Bell would like to know, what benefits have you felt for daily tasks and some things you haven't done in years that you can now do due to your fantastic weight loss? Here's us painting her toes.
It's interesting you've asked this while we're on holiday, because, for example, I am sitting on a sun lounger, which may not sound like much of an achievement, but the last holiday I went on but one, which was Mallorca, but not this resort, and it was May 2019, I broke 2 sun loungers that holiday. When they break, they make a sound like a gun going off, which makes everybody around the pool look to see what's going on. And there you are, lying in the remnants of a broken sun lounger. And so the next holiday went on. I didn't sit on a sun lounger the entire time. I wasn't risking it. But here, 7 stone lighter, I have sat on sun loungers and I have enjoyed myself. And it has been most noticeable on holiday that I can sit in the chairs in restaurants without being in pain. We've been here before. The resort we're at now, we came 2 years ago, and there's a restaurant down on the corner that has some very nice chairs in their front section of their restaurant, and every time I arrived we had to get me a straight hardback chair from the main section because I couldn't sit on the ones right in front. I can sit in them comfortably now, so that's a huge thing. As Lex was saying earlier, I'm able to walk around more. I can't quite keep up with people if they go off at a sprint, but I can certainly walk around for a much longer time than I could before. I used to have to sit all the time. No matter where we were, I was looking for something to sit on, and I don't have to do that now. Yeah, painting my toes is easier, although my knees still don't bend quite the same way. I can get upstairs without thinking about it. I can carry things up the stair. I used to have to get the kids to take things upstairs, so I used to put things on the stair and then I'd walk up 2 steps and then I'd move it up and I'd walk up 2 steps. I can carry things up the stairs now. I can get upstairs without anything to hold on to. I can walk downstairs in Mallorca, where obviously, as you know, you go on the continent and safety is a foreign concept. They don't have handrails, for example. I can walk down a flight of steps without a handrail, without, dying. So, yeah, huge differences there.
And also, now that your stock is back up in the loft.
Yeah, I've been able to put my stock back up in the loft because I can easily get up and down the loft ladder to get stuff if I need it. So that's another huge thing, yeah.
Fandria, falling on a bruise, says, where or what do you want to be or doing by this time next year?
I want to still be keeping on. I'm quite happy with what I am doing. The bits that I'm choosing to do, I'm quite happy with. I would like eBay to be a little bit more reliable. eBay at the moment is like a roller coaster ride. You have a really good day and then the next day you do nothing. And I'd much rather have a series of average days, thank you. But apart from that, I don't really have any great, urge to be or do anything different.
Except another holiday.
Another holiday.
And then there's just the one remaining question, which is obviously the most important one, from someone called Bad Biscuit. And it is just, how much do you love me?
How much do I love you?
How much do you love me?
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways.
0. No.
Count the ways. Oh wait, I can't find them.
I think you'll find it's a variable. So from 7 a.m. to 7:30. A little bit less.
Don't even.
From 7:30 to 8 o'clock, my love for you begins to warm slightly. By about 9 o'clock, you're great.
By about 10, it dropped significantly.
By about 8 p.m, I don't love anyone anymore because it's time for my bed. Thank you for watching this. I hope I've answered your questions sufficiently.
I would like to put in a no tripod disclaimer. If this filming's terrible, I'm literally holding the camera and have been for 40 minutes.
Natalie has had to hold the camera the whole time because I did not pack a tripod for my holiday.
So if it's a bit shaky and movie, that's why.
And I would also like to apologise for any weird cuts in the filming. We've managed to sit next to the main road. This road has been quiet as death for the whole week until we sat here to record a video. Suddenly it's a motorway. So any weird editing is me trying to cut out traffic noise. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Take care.